Stephanie Claremont is a registered dietitian. You've got some gluten-free options to show us, because it's surprising how many things that you put in your side dishes have gluten in them.
Absolutely, yeah, and we have a lot of people this year that are going to be doing a gluten-free Thanksgiving, 8 million Canadians,
Wow.
over 2 million Ontarians, and that's either because they have someone in their family that has gluten intolerance or they themselves have an issue with gluten.
Right.
So what I wanted to talk about was basically that you don't have to make two different things. It's
Right,
just
one
sounds
for
like
the people who can't eat the gluten. And,
yeah, it just sounds like so much extra work. We don't need that extra work.
Yeah.
There are a couple of things that you can just sub right away. So
Okay.
not like a couple of years ago when gluten-free just was really dense and yucky. We have some really lovely products. So
Okay.
what I wanted to show was a stuffing, and this is a Udi's Millet Chia bread.
Okay.
So it has some fiber in it. It's that nice grainy bread that people like to have these days. And so you can also buy the white bread if you don't like all the fiber and the graininess. But basically, we already have that diced up, and this is a classic stuffing recipe that is found on Udi's gluten-free website.
Okay.
And you know, I don't know, what do you like in your stuffing? Do you
Well,
put
I
various
like all
things?
of these things
So
here.
we'll
I do
put
like the
them all in.
cranberries in my stuffing to give it that little bit of tartness
Me
with the
too.
turkey.
I like that. So, so I don't know. Is there anything different that you put in yours?
No, you've got all the good stuff going here. So that was celery and
Celery.
onion.
Onion. And can you guess what's in here?
Is that oregano?
Let me give it a little smell.
A little oregano, a little thyme, a little rosemary?
Rosemary. That's
Okay.
one. We got some rosemary. We got some thyme and some sage. I love
sage,
with
of course.
turkey
Can't
and
do stuffing
Yeah.
without sage.
So
Want
you
me
can put
to-
those in.
okay.
Yep. And then
And you used fresh.
We're gonna do walnuts. I did use fresh.
Okay.
You know what? I still have herbs growing out of my garden right now, so I use some fresh. But you
Yeah.
can use store-bought. You can use dried as well. And then all you do is stir it together along with a little bit of your stock. And one of the things here is that we know that you can do an easy swap for gluten-free bread for regular bread.
Yeah.
Super easy, but there are little tiny bits of gluten all over the place that we have to be really careful for if you're cooking for someone with a gluten intolerance.
Right.
And so stock, you have to find one that would say gluten-free on it.
I would never have thought of that.
Yeah,
Okay.
and there's little tiny things. So then here we would just add a little bit of stock in there, and I like to add a little bit of the cranberry juice in there as well to give some flavor. And we'll throw those cranberries in too. Really easy. Give it a stir.
Okay. And then, so this is just basically, it's the bread and the broth that you have to worry about the most here, right?
Yeah, just give a little stir, and then we're gonna just put it right in there in this container. You want to do it?
Sure.
Yeah. Get in there.
There we go.
And so then you can do a little, you know, food styling here and make sure all your cranberries
Right.
are showing. But
Even.
pretty easy. Looks pretty
Okay.
just like that. And then we're gonna pop that in the oven.
Okay. So now
375.
dessert